believe one of my greatest strengths is my ability to customize magic to illustrate a corporate message. That message, infused with energy, humor, and magical skills, will be remembered long after your event. That's how I draw crowds to a trade show booth, energize sales meetings, and wake up the crowd between industry speakers. This clip shows a great trade show trick. During each shuffle, I make an important point about your product or service as the crowd sees your company's name appear on the side of the deck. Of course, I use many things to illustrate corporate messages. Money tricks, tricks with newspapers, tricks with company products. As a matter of fact, here's a unique illustration.
The ace of spades, clubs, ace of clubs, what did I get that? I didn't say it was your card. I said it was the ace of clubs. I tell you what, this is a 52 card array, and your card is 16th from the top. How about that? Since you're still not impressed. Why don't you tell me the name of your card, and maybe we can find it. Three of diamonds. I'm not a mind reader. I don't have to be a mind reader because we're using computers, and they are memory devices. I would love for this deck of cards to remember and locate. We also have location devices. They can, oh, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. That looks a little bit like the. Oh, yeah, better than you thought. Now, I know what you're saying. That's just an illusion. That's just an illusion, and it kind of is an illusion. But I will tell you this: when you instruct people properly on new computer systems, that illusion for those people that don't know much about computers, it becomes a reality. They understand things. I'm willing to sign off on that if that doesn't move up or down, in or out. And there, give them a big hand. Thank you.
In order to be successful, I've had to learn to tap into my creative potential. We all know that thinking outside the box is a key to any company's success. I've designed a speech to teach creativity to corporate audiences. The talk changes minds about people's ability to be creative. It teaches ways to develop and implement creative ideas. I will give you some creative gems that you can use in your business and tell motivational stories about little-known creative people. Since creativity is a mental process, I illustrate the message with mental stunts, predictions, and even some mind reading. That they're either creative or not creative. Artists and musicians are creative. Business people are not creative. And accountants, well, sorry. But no, okay, somebody at this table give me a number between 1 and 9. A one-digit number. Is it 4? Are we cool with that? All right, how about the table way in the back? Give me one more digit. You can have 0 to 9. 7. 7. Okay, 47. Okay, let me see here. It's starting to fall over. Okay. 11 plus 14 is 25, plus 5 is 30, plus 17 is 47. Really not that impressive. Okay, let's try something else. Okay, let me go a little further here. Okay, 11 plus 4 is 15, plus 19 is 34, plus 13 is 47. I'm not getting any standing ovations today. Across this way, 14 plus 18 is 22, plus 10 is 32, plus 15 is 47. 19 plus 7 is 26, plus 12 is 38, plus 9 is 47. 15, that's 32, plus 9 is 41, plus 6 is 47. Wow. That impresses some people, but I can tell you guys, I'm going to need more than that. You need to know that 11 and 18 is 29, plus 12 is 41, plus 6 is 47. You need to know that 17 and 10 is 27, plus 7 is 34, plus 13 is 47. And you know that the four corners also add up to 47. And I could show you that this in the middle adds up to 47, and that these add up to 47,
And enthusiasm to 47, but that would just be showing off. So, I'm not a great mathematician. I was born with the ability, with some crazy ability to do amazing math. What did I do? I found a system, and I practiced every day until I could do that. There's a sheet in the back that shows you how to do that. And you can't do it this afternoon. It would take you 20 minutes a day for several weeks, and I cannot in the world imagine why in the world you would want to learn that. So what is my point? My point is, if an average person like me, and an average person like you can learn to do mathematics in all those directions, then can't we learn to hit the driver, and can't we learn to be a little more creative? So, you know what I did? For 2 weeks, I couldn't sleep. You probably had this happen to you before. During the day, all I could think about was how I got cheated. How could I be productive, much less creative, with that kind of thing going on in my mind? I finally went to a very wise and very successful man in town that you may know, and I told him about it, and he said, well, you got to forgive that guy. I said, forgive him? He hadn't asked for my forgiveness, which makes me even angrier! And he said, that doesn't matter. You're not going to have peace till you forgive him. So on the other end of the coin, you occasionally see somebody when you mention their name, and they say, I wouldn't trust him any farther than I could throw him. He'd rather climb a tree and tell a lie than stand on the ground and tell the truth. Now here's the deal, if you're that kind of person, first of all, those people usually started with a poor self-image. So I find those people are often salesmen. And they think, and what they feel is in their mind and their subconscious, if I tell this person the truth about me, or my product, or when we can deliver it, or my company, they're not going to buy it. So I have to twist the truth a little bit. And they will, as a rule, we want to think everybody else is just like us. So when it's in your mind that you don't feel comfortable telling the truth, then everybody else is lying. I have to lie to make this sale because every other salesman is lying, and I have to outlie them or they're going to outsell me. And then everybody you deal with is lying to you. Point is, those things are messing up your creative process. And beyond that, I'll give you a creative idea right now. If you're a business owner and you have employees, or if you're a salesman, how about try everything you can to be like the first guy, to make everybody you meet walk away saying that guy is the best guy in the world. He'd do anything for you, give you a shirt off your back. Do you think your employees would like to come work for you if they thought that about you? Do you think people like to buy things from you if they thought that about you? So if you get a problem or an issue that needs a creative solution, first of all, you have to be educated in that problem. If you're a salesman, you should be reading a new sales book at least once a month. If you're in management, you'll be reading about management once a month. 90% of it you'll have heard before. It just takes one little gem out of that book to make up something important. I'm going beyond that. It's probably somebody's run to the problem before and has solved it. Now, they might not have solved it in exactly a way that'll work for you, but you can take that and twist that just a little bit. And that's really what creativity is. A friend of mine says nobody's ever invented anything new since the Phoenicians. And he's about right. We don't invent anything new. We take other ideas and build on them. Look at Microsoft. Have they ever had an idea? No, they steal everybody else's, When people like their job, guess what? They go home at night, whether they plan to or not, they're thinking about their job. They're working for you on their own time, trying to solve a problem. That's what we want, right? Cadillac Jack is really a neat guy, and he tells when somebody comes in to buy a Cadillac for the first time, he says, wait a minute, I have to qualify you as my customer. And the person says, what do you mean qualify? That's what they're thinking if they don't say it. What do you mean qualify me? I'm going to try qualifying questions. What's your favorite dessert? Well, first of all, he's getting a laugh from it. Second of all, and they realize that whole thing's a kind of a sham, but he's also getting a little bit personal. He's crossing that boundary into what they like and what they don't like. And he's also gaining a little knowledge. On their next anniversary or their next birthday, what do you think he's going to send to them? Their favorite dessert. When they get ready to buy another Cadillac, where do you think they're going to go? Cadillac Jack. Because they feel like he's their friend. One of the most creative tips I can give you is when you're dealing with people, become that person and find out what it takes to tweak that person to push their button so you can help them and make them help you. So you step outside your normal box. You can't think outside the box if you don't try to get outside the box. Try some artistic stuff. Or try something you're not used to. If you're a sports nut but you don't do any sports, how about finding one and playing it? I don't care what you like or how old you are, but you can get involved in a sport. If you like the theater, why don't you take a theater class? It'll make you look at it in a whole different way. Then you'll go to a play, and you'll learn about staging and blocking and drama and what they're talking about. If you like movies, take a production class. If
It's a whole different realm. Watch the DVD, but watch the part at the end where the director talks about the scenes he cut in line. So interesting. And it gives you a whole different thought processes into that creative world. It seems like it has nothing to do with business, but those things teach you to use your creative part of your brain. Line there with 7 or 8 blanks. I want you on this A line to write a digit in each blank from 1 to 9, or you can have some zeros in there. Make it start with a number. Can you do that? Is that clear? So we'll have a big old long A number. Then when you get done, just slide it over to the lady next to you. Let her do the same thing. Is the mastermind group. Y'all know what a mastermind group is? Have y'all read Think and Grow Rich? You probably need to read it again. It's one of the first sales books ever written by Napoleon Hill, about 100 years old, Think and Grow Rich. It should be called Think and Be Successful. And the core of that book is the mastermind group. B line. Take all those numbers in the A line and punch them in, then hit plus, and then add the B line to the A line. The deal with the mastermind group is that you put people together that are related to what you do, and you get together on a fairly regular basis and discuss your problems. The model 100 years ago was Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Harvey Firestone, and others. You know, Thomas Edison provided electricity to Henry Ford. Harvey Firestone provided rubber to Henry Ford. They both gave Thomas Edison ideas for invention, ideas for each other, because if 2 heads are better than 1, certainly 6 heads are better than 1. You're in sales, for instance, maybe other salesmen in other industries that are not competitors, but anytime you can pass around ideas that are working for you in certain markets, or say, look, I keep running into this wall here, what do you do about it? It is an incredible wealth of information. It's a great way to find creativity. Have you added those 2 big long numbers together with that calculator? Okay, so we've done kind of a little quasi-mastermind group. We put together some people that probably didn't even know each other, gotten some numbers, tried to make some number. The final answer you have right there, you can read it out.
8306645.
8306645. 3066. Bottom line in small business, and the mastermind group I'm a member of, is to make your telephone ring. That's my telephone. Y'all got together and just made a ring. To make sure, put the 2 numbers together, add them together, and call my phone number. Y'all are good. And that is think. The people of that day, they would try to take 30 minutes a day, the brilliant men of that day. They'd go in a dark room and they would think. They discuss their problems and think. How many of you spend a lot of time on the road? I'd turn off the radio and think. That's literally what I do. When I have to talk about a topic that I've just learned about myself, and I have to illustrate it with magic to make this company's event successful, I think. I go through in my mind all the stuff I already know about entertainment and magic tricks, and I go through everything I've just learned about this product, and boom, it hits me. And that's clear your mind of the stuff that's in our way. And then we do some creative exercises, and we get together with creative people, and we take a problem and try to solve it creatively, and we put ourselves in the people's shoes that we're going to deal with. You'd be amazed at some of the creative answers you can come up with. And I'll tell you, Sheriff Sneaky Pete. Y'all heard of Sheriff Sneaky Pete? Sheriff Sneaky Country Line Dance crazy. He decided he needed to learn how to country line dance. He went and took a class. He had 2 left feet, and he was making the whole line fall down. So he had a brainstorm. He went and got his video camera. He went back to the next class. He taped the classes. Then he wouldn't be nervous. He took his video camera home. He turned it on TV, and he learned 5 dances. Then when he learned those 5 dances, he had another brainstorm. He thought, well, shoot, everybody needs this. In their own home, they can learn to dance. So he said, I can't just hand out this little cheap thing here. I got to make something nice. He got him a cowboy outfit, a big hat. He got him a couple of girls, dressed like Daisy Duke. And he was ready. Then he had to figure out how to distribute it. Well, if he wants to distribute videos, where do I do that? Well, let's see, Walmart, they distribute a lot of videos. They do it. So he puts together a package, a plan, sends it off to Walmart headquarters, and then you're back from them for a while. But he can't wait on them, so he works out a couple of meetings at Walmart. He gets a meeting with a pretty high manager, it might have been a regional manager in a Walmart. He had prepared, he had taken a blank tape, he had made a beautiful full-color sleeve, and he had shrink-wrapped it. So he had no tape, but he had an idea. He told them all about this great idea. He had the girls with him, he had the cowboy hat on, and the lady he was talking to said, that's great, grabbed the tape and said, let's watch it. I didn't bother Pete. Pete yanked it right back. He did his little negative close. What did Pete say?
He said, "You can't do that. That's the prototype. I got a meeting with Kmart in half an hour." What did she have to have then? She had to have it. Kmart couldn't have it. So she said, "Okay, you have your meeting with Kmart, and you give us first chance." Here was Pete's first deal with them. They picked out 10 stores around the southeast Tennessee and around that way. 10 stores, they each bought 100 of his tapes. They put a little 12-inch TV screen running the tape in a circle right over the display full of tapes. So each store had 100 tapes. You could watch it, grab the tape. As soon as he himself delivered them to the 10 stores, he took the money they paid him and the other money he had, gave it to about 6 friends, told them to drive to all the stores and buy all the tapes. Later, they called him when they got back and he said, "Did you get all the tapes?" And they said, "No." He said, How difficult is that job?" And they said, "Well, it's pretty difficult when there's no tapes to get." Before they made it to the stores, 1,000 tapes were sold out. And he sold tens of thousands of tapes. It got a lot bigger than that. He started being flown to fairs and festivals all over North America, Canada, everywhere. Stores. He gets a letter back from Walmart corporate, and they told him, "We're going to pass on your idea." He was already all over the South. So he was creative. He didn't go through that normal front door. He found a creative way to do it. And Pete always says, if you're nervous about trying to sell something, you get thrown out of the places a couple of times. That's exactly what he tried to do with Cracker Barrel. And I know what you're thinking. Pete has moved down in the world. He went from selling things for Walmart to selling these little worms. Well, Pete can make this worm do magic. Matter of fact, he says he's a one-trick magician. And he sells them like hotcakes because this is a low-cost item, a high-profit item. And he sells it in places where people are spending money on impulse buys. He has made $4,000 in one day selling this worm. It's always going on. But if a guy of his education can come up with those kind of ideas and make that kind of money, work when he wants to, get paid cash when he wants to, and stay at home when he wants to, certainly people with the education that we have in this room can learn to be more creative. Thanks for putting up with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Doug Sparkman. Told you it was going to be a little different today, didn't I? Huh?